Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Smith, President of United Nurses of Alberta, and welcome to the rally. There are many reasons that Albertans might want to gather where we are today, whether that's removing the cap on insurance, the freedom of conscience bill, the cuts to post-secondary education. How about firing the elections commissioner investigator? For us, in particular, we're here today. We're here because we oppose the UCP interference with our bargaining rights, the suggestions of wage rollbacks, and healthcare funding. And, well, sorry, somebody's thing just dropped. I'm here to talk about policies that undermine pensions is the real reason we are here today. Believe it or not, it was 1 year ago today exactly, on November 20th, 2018, that the previous NDP government, led by Rachel Notley, finally honored a nearly 3-decade-old promise by a Conservative government to place our public pension plans under joint trusteeship. On that day, I stood inside this building behind me with the leaders of Alberta's other public sector unions, also here today, to mark that hard-fought victory. And in fact, we got pension independence March 1st of 2019 because of the commitment made exactly 1 year ago today. It ensured that the people who pay for the pension plans would decide how they are run, improving the retirement security for hundreds of thousands of Albertans. The integrity of our pension plans became something we didn't have to worry about again, which, remember, we've had even colder rallies. But today, here we are, standing in the cold outside this same building as the UCP government tries to renege on that decision and break that promise. In fact, the changes now being proposed by the UCP government actually take us farther back than we were as of March 1st of this year. The UCP's Bill 22 in effect removes joint trusteeship and puts our pension plans under the control of the Minister of Finance. No other major plan in Canada is subject to political interference. Trying to protect our pensions and get our government to keep the pension promise that was made nearly 30 years ago was a tough fight. 5 years ago, I was one of the thousands of Albertans who stood up for retirement security. We wrote letters to the finance minister, we called our MLAs, and we rallied in minus 30-degree weather against changes that the former Progressive government tried to impose that would put our retirement security at risk. Some of you, many of you, may have been there with me. Today, we are back fighting for our retirement security as the government tries to put politics back into the decision-making process. And it's not just the LAPP that we are fighting for. The Kenney government has also indicated he wants to remove Alberta from the Canada Pension Plan. The pension every working Albertan can pay into. These pension plans won't save money for taxpayers. These pension changes won't save money for taxpayers, and they will only put our retirement security at risk. And I remind people with respect to CPP, Jason Kenney was part of the Harper government that wanted and did, but has been returned, did raise the CPP retirement age from 65 to 67. Just a hint of what might be coming should they have control over our CPP as well. Alberta nurses are deeply concerned by this government's plans to interfere in our collective bargaining process and roll back our wages. Professional nurses are the backbone of healthcare in Alberta and around the world. They put up the money for their own pensions and they work hard for their pay. And rolling back nurses' pay won't do anything to solve the shortage of nurses that is already felt in Alberta. Alberta nurses shouldn't have to pay for big tax cuts for wealthy corporations and Alberta's richest citizens. As nurses and frontline healthcare workers, we should not have to be concerned about our retirement security. We want to be able to focus on the well-being of our patients. I assure you that United Nurses of Alberta will fight these changes to our pensions and do everything we can to protect the rights and retirement security of our members.